Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. We're working on some zipper pouches today, so if you want to see how to make a zipper pouch like this, please stay tuned. I'm at the machine now to show you the pieces that I've created so far. These are my two panels here with my jersey/t-shirt fabric. This is going to be my lining fabric. And since this is going to be like a fanny pack, hip pack, crossover bag, something like that, I decided to add a snap here so that once we put the bag together, it can have a little fold over. And these are just some metal snaps that I had back from my bag making days. I'll show you. I got these off of eBay way back in the day. And so I just put a little bit of stabilizer here and then cut the little slits, and these came with the little backing pieces and the tabs went through them. So that's that. So when we close it, you'll get a nice little fold over there. I'll show you, hopefully I can show you better once the bag is complete. Now we're going to work on the zipper. So I have the zipper here. I've changed out my, here, let me sit it. Yeah, I changed out the foot so that I have my zipper foot in. And all I'm going to do now is add some little quasi zipper tags. I'm just going to lay it over here. And this is, I'm putting it about 1/4 inch out. And I'm going to stitch right outside the zipper part and then fold it back like that. So we'll have a little tab. I'll show you that next with the sewing machine. The machine is set up with my zipper foot. I'm just going to line this up about 1/4 inch out. And this is just the edge of a little piece of the t-shirt fabric. And then my zipper foot is going to go right along the edge where that metal piece is. And I am going to do a couple back stitches here. Okay, just to make sure we got it. And I did the other ones and used two fabrics, one on the top and one on the bottom. But on this one, I'm trying to do something different. I'm just using one piece of fabric for the tab, so it won't be so bulky, hopefully. And after I do the other side, I'm going to show you why I needed to do this with the first bag that I made. Alright, so that's what this one looks like. And then I'm going to put one here on this side, and then I'll show you why I needed to do that. Let me show you why I added these zipper tabs. This is the first bag that I made here. You can see it's the selvages. And then as I was stitching it together, there's this gap right here at the edge of the zipper. And I feel like it makes it hard to zip it up and to unzip it. So even when it's zipped, you see this gap here. And it's also down at this end. It's not as obvious because this is where the end of the zipper. But I don't like having this gap because something could fall out of it. You see that there. And I wasn't sure what to do. And so I emailed Robin, and she suggested doing the zipper tabs. I looked online and tried to do them, but they didn't work out well for me. So that's when I decided to just do this little, here's the other bag, and it has a little tab on the end so that there's no gap. And you can see it there as well. So hopefully you notice how much easier this one is zipping and unzipping. And I think it's probably because of those zipper tabs. It just gives it something else to hold. And then you see it here on the blue and black one as well. Okay, so now let's see if we can sandwich this zipper up. I need to interrupt this video because I left out a step, and I didn't mean to leave it out, but I want to go ahead and show you the next step with this other bag. I need to show you how to place the zipper in so that you can start stitching this bag together. I have the front of my bag, and then I have my lining fabric here. See it here? I have the zipper here. I left the tab a little long. It's going to fix itself in a little bit. I'll be able to cut it off. after I get this done. So I'm going to just take the front of my bag is right side up, and then I'm going to put my zipper right side down near the top of the front here. And then I'm going to place my lining fabric on. I'm just trying to center this. Then I'm going to place the lining on right side down. Okay, and you can see it there. I do have to pin it, but I'm going to stitch right along this top edge of the zipper. I'm going to keep my zipper foot on. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to keep the zipper foot on and pin it, and then you'll see the next step. So now back to our previously scheduled bag. Here's that seam. And the first time I did it, this was the part where I was like, oh no, I did it wrong. But this is what we have right now. And you can flip it back and you'll see the lining. This is the inside of the bag. And then I'm just kind of flattening it out. Here's the outside of the bag. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, except with the other part of the bag. So it's going to be zipper, or it's going to be right side up, then the zipper, and then the lining. And so same process, pin it, and then we'll make these tabs for the D-rings. I have the tabs that I made for the D-ring. Here's one of them. Okay, and let me show you. I'm going to use another piece of fabric because I made it before I thought about putting on the video. So this is how I made it. I took a 4-inch square fabric and then I folded it in half, opened it out, and then folded each side toward the center. You might have done this before. And then folded it over and stitched along the side. That way we have a nice sturdy piece. I was going to try the interfacing, but since this is t-shirt fabric, I felt like it could be sturdy enough without it, and it feels okay right now. I'm going to, let me flip this around. I'm going to actually take 2 of my D-rings. Okay, for each strap, so 4 total. All right, and then I'll slide 2 of these on here. And then I'm going to place this inside my my sandwich here that's ready to be stitched. All I've done is put the front right sides together with the back. And then I have the lining up here, right sides together. I want to make sure that when I put the D-rings here, that they're going to kind of line up with my fold over. So this is going to be the bottom section of the magnet. So I'm just going to slide the D-ring in here. Okay. And then I'm going to match where it is on the other side with the other thing. Okay. And I'm going to pin this all around, and then I'll show you how to stitch it together. So I have the bag pinned, and the important lineup sections are here along the sides. See that one? And you just want to make sure that the top is even with the bottom. And I made sure that my tabs, my zipper tabs, that they point toward the lining fabric. I'm not really sure how that's going to work with the, as far as the bulk, but we'll see how it works. I think it'll be okay. And I left about, I'm going to leave about this much of an opening so I can pull it through. Also, at this point, you want to make sure that your zipper is not zipped up. I made that mistake on the first one, and it was a real chore to have to unzip it to turn the bag. So I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch all the way around, and back tack at both of these, and then we'll be ready to turn the bag out. Okay, I have everything stitched around except for my opening here. I'm going to take all the pins out, and after I do that, it's time to turn this baby so we can see what it looks like. On the sections where I added my little tabs, I did a back tack on it, so as I was stitching, I went this way, and so I stitched it forward, then back, and then forward again, hopefully to give it a little bit more stability there so that it won't come apart. And before I turn it, I'm going to clip the corners, so hopefully we can have some nice corners. I hope I can do this well on camera. Clipping right up to the seam, but not through the seam. I'm going to do that on 4 corners. Here's the next one. Okay. And then the other 2. Let's see. And yep, see, I didn't get into the. Let's clip these threads too. And last one. Now I am going to speed this up, but it's time to turn it. Let's see what it looks like. Here we go. It's looking good, looking good. The last thing that I need to do is go back into the seam that I left open, and I'm going to stitch that down, and then the bag will be done. Here is the finished bag. It's so cute. I like the way that it turned out. And I love the way the D-hooks look. I think they're going to be pretty sturdy on the bag. And then, of course, when you can open it this way and slide all your stuff in there. And then close it back and just keep carrying it. It does have, each side has 2 D-rings. And so there are a couple ways that you could wear this bag. I went and found, this is just a strap from one of my purses. I know that the color does not really coordinate, but it has these the little hooks, and so you can hook the strap onto each side, and I'm hooking both D-rings in there, and then just put it on your shoulder as a little crossover bag. So cute. Or if you want to use both D-rings, I didn't have a strap that could fit into these because you can use those special cords. So I found one of my kids' old belts, and it has the 2 D-rings on it. And if you remember these, you put it in both, and then pull it through the top one to tighten it. And so you could carry it this way, and you would just have 2 tight parts. And so if I was going to carry it as like a fanny bag, or a hip bag, I would do it that way with one of these with the little cords. So I have a lot of good ideas now, or new ideas, so that as I prepare for the fall festival, I can have a lot of different bag varieties. If you have any questions about what you've seen, please leave them in the comments below. I will again link Robin's video that I first was inspired about these selvage bags, and I'll link the blog post that she had linked, so you can get some additional assembly ideas. But I really like this, and I love the one cool thing about this fabric that I'm using is that it makes the bags really soft. So to hold it, it feels good in your hands. It's not rough or anything. And then I can choose from a variety of different fabrics to go on the inside that just kind of coordinate. This one, it has the light blue and it has some gray in it, and so it looks really nice inside of it. So please thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye!